Hi guys, what we're going to do is put some stuff on DVD for you, teaching you how to communicate with your dog. Um, Congratulations about heading to Hawaii, and I guys hope you enjoy living over there. The dog's now certified so that you can travel with the dog, and hopefully you'll like her obedience. So what you're going to do in learning how to handle the dog is walk through a procedure just like the video, and step by step I'm going to communicate to you on how I want you to handle your dog. So when we're healing the dog, no, sit. We're going to communicate to the dog and what we want the dog to do. For an example, let's start with the heel. When we do the heel exercise, you're going to step off with your left foot, and moving forward, telling your dog to heel, and it's going to look just like this. Heel. Something simple to remember is anytime you stop with your dog, just gently pull back on your leash, and your dog will go into an automatic sit, where your dog will sit in the heel position. Now, when we want to leave the dog, when we want to leave the dog at any time, we're going to put the dog in the down and not the sit. So because subconsciously we want the dog to be able to relax, so anytime you leave your dog for a long period of time, just go ahead and place your dog into the down state. But let's look at that heel one more time. I'm going to use a hand signal this time and the verbal command telling the dog to heel as I step forward. Good girl. Heel. Good. Good girl. And then again, we're just going to gently pull back on the leash, stopping and having the dog sit. Now the hand signal for the heel, as you just seen, is me moving my hand forward and having the dog step off with my left foot. When I stop the dog, I'm putting the leash into my left hand, gently pulling back, having the dog stop, but I'm taking my right hand and scooping up like I'm getting the dog to look up at me for the sit command. Now, all of your hand signals but one are all going to come from your right hand. The only hand signal that's going to come from the left is going to be your heel. So please pay attention to all the hand signals as I communicate with the dog. Now, let's say I want to down the dog. I'm actually going to turn and face the dog and then place the dog down into the down position. Now, once you put your dog in a command, the dog's in that command. You don't have to tell the dog stay, but if you're going to leave the room or go out of the dog's sight, make sure you tell the dog the stay command, whether the dog's in the sit stay or the down stay. Stay. And when we tell the dog to stay, we're going to just gently step to the side of the dog instead of moving forward. Moving forward and with our left foot is going to cause the dog to follow us. But yet if we use our right foot and step to the side, the dog doesn't move at all, as you can see. So now I'm going to put that whole thing back together so you can see. Sit. She anticipated the command. I was going to have the dog sit. So then I'm going to tell the dog heel. Heel. And then of course we're going to stop and sit the dog. Stop. Sit. I'm going to turn towards the dog. Down. Put the dog in the down and tell the dog stay. So we just did our heel, stop, sit, and down, stay. And we're communicating with our body language. One of the things you want to constantly do is please reward your dog. Give your dog a reason for doing its obedience by throwing out some praise. And I'm going to have the dog go into the sit. Good. Good girl. Okay. One of the big commands for you at all times is the placement of your dog. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to heel the dog. Heel. Place. Now, one of the things I want you to notice is I actually kind of ran to the place. This is to set your dog up that when you walk in your door, that your dog will literally run to the place as you say place. And your dog knows that place means down stay. So telling your dog to place means your dog's to go to the dog pillow, Or if you're traveling through the hotels, take a towel off the rack and lay it on the ground and tell your dog place. And your dog will literally go to the towel and lay down and stay there until you've released the dog. The placement is something where the dog has been proof that it's not to break this command. You can have people come in the room or do whatever, and they can say anything they want to the dog. The dog will not move until the dog hears the secret word to release the dog. Your dog's secret word is the word Popeye. So we're going to go back to the dog. Popeye. Good. And your dog's going to go into a sit, and then we're going to, okay, release the dog off the pillow. But Popeye is your release word, telling the dog that you can now come off of that pillow. So let's take another brief look at what we're doing. Okay, heel, good. Yeah. Stop, sit, down, stay. Sit, place. And again, that's just a brief look of taking all of those commands and putting them together. But body communication, verbal communication is the key to talking to your dog. I can tell your dog blue, green, orange. If I use the same body language, the dog's still going to perform that act. Good girl. So we're going to go back to releasing the dog. Popeye. Good. Okay. And I'm going to have the dog actually turn its back to you. Sit. Now, the most important command in your obedience is always going to be your come. This could save your dog's life one day. So what you're going to do is practice your come from the sit. Put your dog into the down. Tell your dog stay. Go to the end of your leash. And you're going to tell your dog to C-O-M-E. When you do that, I want you to take a step back away from your dog, making your dog chase after you. Come. Good. Then your dog is automatically going to go into a sit in front of you. Then we're going to take the dog from the sit in front and go into a finish. Heel. And sit. And put the dog right back into that starting position. This is going to be your starting position and your finish position. Heel. Stop. Sit. Down. Stay. Now she's setting herself up for the come already because she's anticipating a command. So we're going to do that one more time. Let's look at that come. As you step away from your dog, you say come and praise your dog as your dog's coming. Come. Good. And then into the heel by taking the leash into your left hand, stepping back, sit, and stepping forward. But we just have a little distraction for just a second, no big deal. Okay, come on. And sit. No. Now, because of your dog's certification, you can travel with your dog on the airlines. You can travel with your dog in taxis, on buses, anything that you want. You have full permission to travel with your dog anywhere you go. No. Sorry for the distraction. Hopefully you can still hear me. Anyways, when you're traveling with your dog, you must have your backpack and your certification on the dog at all times. And my 1-800 number is going to be on there for them to contact me and go over what certification your dog's been through if anybody needs to call me. So let's take a little bit of a look at all of our hand signals. No. Yeah. Your hand signal for your heel. Your hand signal for your stop. Your hand signal for your sit. Your hand signal for your down. Your hand signal for your stay, wherever the dog might be. Your hand signal for your come as you step away from the dog. And they were just barking at an elderly gentleman is all. He's walking by and the dog should be fine in a minute. So let's take a look at a few more things again. Let's see those hand signals. Heel as we step off with our left foot. Stop like we're covering the dog's eyes. Sit like we're lifting up the dog's chin. Stay like we're pushing ourselves away from the dog. And come as we place our hand like we're saying pledge allegiance. But when you say come, make sure that you back up away from the dog. And we'll take a look at that again. Come. Good. Now when you have your dog come, make sure the dog sits in front of you. Then you're going to take the dog into the finish, heel, by turning the dog around and putting the dog back into the sit. Okay, now heel. Let's take a look at that place one more time. Place. Okay, so let's look at something. When you're traveling with your dog and you go into restaurants or shopping stores or anything, it's very important that because your dog is a certified assistance dog, that you can have your dog in public by having your dog not be a nuisance to the public. If you allow your dog to be a nuisance, then they can ask you to leave. You also need to keep your dog well groomed and not let it release any hair follicles, any dander or anything in any of the places that you go to. Now some of the places like hotels and things like that will put a billboard up saying that they're asking that you do not bring a service dog into their hotel because maybe their maid is allergic to dog hair or something like that. They have every right to do so. So make sure when you're traveling that you contact the places that you're going to be staying, whether it be on the airlines, on a train, on a bus, or going to a hotel, going to a restaurant, things like that, because they will have designated areas for you. So I'm hoping this videotape helps you in learning how to handle your dog. You're also going to go through a work with. I made this look very simple for you because the dog's very well trained, as you can see. So if we need to do any more, I will, and I can send it via email of anything that you might need. So thank you very much from all us at Good Shepherd, and I'm sure Kumi's going to be happy to come home. Yeah, okay, bye-bye. Yeah.